Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. Today's Wednesday, August 7th, 2024, and today I'm going to be going over my 2024 presidential prediction. So it is now official that Tim Walz has been selected as Kamala Harris's VP nominee for the 2024 election. So the official lineup is Kamala Harris of California and Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota versus Donald Trump and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. So let's start off with the states that will be safe for Harris. The new one is Colorado joining this year. I think it's going to shift to the left about 2 points or so. I think Biden won about 13. I think it'll go about 15 points this year. So these are the safe Democrat states. Let's go to the safe Republican states. So a lot of the plain states, as you can see, a lot of rural, and then a lot of the South is actually pretty conservative. But it's actually been shifting in Georgia and North Carolina. For the likely Democrat states, I think we can do New Mexico, Virginia, New Hampshire, Maine at large, and then I think we can put Minnesota in it. Might even put it in safe. I'm not really sure. Not really sure yet, but that's what I have it for now. Let's go to the likely states for Republicans: Florida, Ohio, Iowa. I forgot to put Alaska. Alaska is safe. And then lean for Maine 2nd Congressional District. And then Texas will also be lean, just because of that, the shifting demographics, and it's also become pretty liberal more recently. Let me just give you guys a background on Tim Walz real quick, just so you can understand part of my prediction. Tim Walz is an American politician currently serving as the 41st governor of Minnesota. He was formerly in the House of Representatives from 2006 to 2019, serving in the 1st District. He also was a school teacher and was in the National Guard for 20 years. 20 years serving in the National Guard, 20 years as a school teacher. Finally ran for Congress in 2006, won a seat, served there for about 12 years, and then ran for governor. And now has served 2 terms as governor. He's in his 2nd term currently, won re-election in 2022. So yeah, these are going to be our battleground states now. I also would like to mention that Nebraska's 2nd District is going to go to a lean for Harris. I think that Tim Walz's connections to Nebraska, him being born there, is really going to help. And also, it's going to really narrow out a lot of states because he came from that rural working class appeal. So I do think Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, those states are really going to narrow up a lot because a lot of people are going to see him as kind of a moderate appeal, yet also coming from a rural background and also serving in the military. A lot of veterans are possibly going to vote for them now because they know that Tim Walz is a veteran. Starting off with Arizona, it has narrowed up a lot. Trump was leading in early August 1st, with 2.3 points, and it now is at 1.3 points. Harris has won the most recent poll. They both have won an equal amount of polls. Harris has been up by 2, 4, and 1, and Trump has been up by 2, 3, and 5. Arizona is going to be a complete toss-up this year. I do think it is going to go tilt Democrat just because of abortion rights, the abortion rights referendum, Katie Hobbs. I think Maricopa County is going to basically be the reason Harris wins it all, is because Maricopa County is the biggest county in Arizona, and it's the one that is shifting the left the fastest. I think Arizona in general has just been shifting since 2016, and so I'm going to put it as tilt D. In Nevada, a lot of people have been thinking that the Republicans are going to win in Nevada. I disagree. I disagree strongly. Even though Trump has won 3 polls and Harris has won 1 and tied in 2, I think it is going to go lean Democrat. And with the lean Democrat, I think it's going to be about D plus 1. But I need you to understand my perspective on this. A lot of people don't think Harris is going to win. I disagree. I think she could potentially win. She's going to do a lot better with Latino voters. A lot better with Latino voters, which Biden struggled with. Also, a lot of Muslim and Arab voters, like in Detroit. A lot of the suburbs, Highland Park, Hamtramck. A lot of Dearborn is a good example. Majority Muslim population majority Arab population in Dearborn. And so Not only that, but I think just a lot of different a lot of different people she's gonna pull that Biden wasn't gonna be able to pull. Um, and so in Georgia, I think I actually disagree with a lot of people here. I've seen a lot of people think that Georgia is going to go blue. I think it's going to go tilt Republican. But I do definitely think it's going to shift just barely. My guess is Trump wins it by like zero. I think he wins it by less than 10,000 votes. I think it'll be about probably about 5,000 votes or something really crazy. But I think Stacey Abrams is going to be seen a lot in Georgia this year. And so I think it'll be tilt Republican. Same with North Carolina. Democrats have definitely poured a lot of money and time into North Carolina, which I think is a bad investment. I think they should be focusing on the Rust Belt, but they have, and it's their money, their choice. So yeah, I think it'll be tilt Republican in North Carolina. Now coming down to the three final states that will decide this election. We have Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. So you're going to be surprised what I think about these. Let's go to Wisconsin. Let me find the Wisconsin polls. There we go. Harris is leading Trump in Wisconsin. As you can see, she's polling a lot better more recently than Trump has. Trump used to be leading by 3 and 4, but now she's leading by about average of 2. The actual average is 1.4, but the most recent poll shows her up by 2. I think Harris and Tim Walz will win Wisconsin by a lean margin. For the lean, I think it's going to be about 1.5, I'd say, because Tim Walz is very popular of Minnesota. He's a very popular governor, and he comes from that area, and I think he will be doing a lot of campaigning in Wisconsin and Michigan. And so I think it'll end up being about 1.5, T plus 1.5, so they'll narrowly win there. Next up, we have Michigan. Michigan, I think, is going to go about, I think it's also going to be about 1.5. I think Biden won it by 2, I think he won about 2 points in 2020. So my guess is it shifts about 0.5 to the right. I think Harris is going to do well in the Grand Rapids area, Muskegon. Hillary Scholten is the representative. I believe that's the 3rd district of Michigan. She's very popular. I think that is one of the fastest shifting areas in Michigan, shifting towards the Democrats, and so are Oakland County, Macomb County, Washtenaw, Wayne County. That's the Democrat stronghold. Ingham County, which is where Lansing is located, very liberal, Michigan State University there. And so I think it evens out to be about 1.5, so it is a shift toward Republicans. Wisconsin is a 1-point shift to the left because of Tim Walz, obviously. And then last up, we have Pennsylvania. This will single-handedly decide the election. So I just want to give you a background on this before I go. So Kamala Harris is a woman of Indian and Black descent. I believe her father was Jamaican and her mother was Indian. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I'm pretty sure. And so she has a lot of connections to the Black community. Georgia is gonna definitely come out a lot this year. Probably not as much as we saw in 2020, but I think Stacey Abrams will return and be doing a lot of campaigning for Harris. And so my reasoning behind Pennsylvania is I think that a lot of Black voters are going to be turning out and are going to be just going to come out and vote. And so with that, I think Kamala Harris is the next president of the United States. I think she wins Pennsylvania by like 0.9. So it also shifts to the right. I think it shifts about 0.2 to the right for Republicans. So as you can see, this is my 2024 presidential prediction map. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz with 287 electoral votes. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, 251. A lot of different factors have shaped my prediction. J.D. Vance is extremely unpopular. Kamala Harris is actually very popular. If we find her favorable polls, most of the Biden presidency, she had unfavorable rating by about 12 points or so. In the last few weeks that she announced her candidacy, she has completely shot up. She is now unfavorable by 5.9 points, and a lot of these polls you can see she's favorable in. There was one that she was extremely favorable, and if I can find, yeah, favorable by 9 points, which is really incredible. After all these unfavorable polls. And then if we look at Tim Walz is favorable, let's see if we, there we go. Tim Walz, he is just extremely popular too. His most recent poll showing his favorable rating showed him up by 13 favorable points, which is really, really impressive, honestly. So I think a lot of different factors went into this Donald Trump's criminal case. He could be sentenced before this, so that could definitely also play a factor in my prediction. So just a lot of different things. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Tune in for my next video.